What up, what up, what up, what's happening? All you wonderful people out there. Let's talk about CitizenCon yesterday. Let's talk about it. Now, I have to, let me turn this music down real quick. I have to tell you guys something, let you guys in on a little secret about me. It's not a secret, but like anyone who's been in the military will tell you that, look, any presentation that's going to deal with a PowerPoint, we are not that interested in. I don't care what the subject is. It could be the most interesting topic in the world. And it's because we are forced to sit through sometimes 8 to 10 hours of death by PowerPoint. Why is that important? Because CitizenCon, even though they have demos and like all this stuff, it's mostly a PowerPoint presentation. That's why your boy was blitzed yesterday and the day before that watching CitizenCon, because I, for the love of me, can't sit through watching somebody stumble through their words, you know what I mean, and make these presentations. Now, I'm not saying anything negative about these people. I'm just saying these people are not presenters. Okay, these people work hard. They're good at their jobs. They are amazing. Oh, you have no. I thought you were saying I have no sound. I was like, I have no sound. What's going on, JT? How you doing? But yeah, anybody that knows dead by PowerPoint, never a good thing. And these people are good at their jobs. They're good at what they do. They're fantastic people. They're fantastic human beings, and I appreciate them for helping to make this game. But presenting this stuff, yikes. So what I want to do today is I want to skim back through and look through some stuff that we saw, and it's always hard to catch things live, so it's always good to go back and see and try to catch things. That way we can have a little bit better of a breakdown. So without further ado, let's do that. We're gonna start with the Squadron 42 thing.
Scanning.
I need to rewind this back, turn the captions off, and get this on full screen. Dude, this looks way better since they uploaded it to their YouTube channel.
Go for 6.
Getting a faint contact on bearing 287. You picking that up?
Yeah, got it. Scanning now. We're clear. Commercial vessel out of Vegas 3. Reminded them that civilian traffic is restricted under lockdown.
Copy that.
Archangel, this is Krugeri.
Come back, Gary.
This is the F7A. Yeah, I see those guns on there. The F7A is a beast, man.
Redirect to sector 7 Bravo Echo for immediate tasking.
Copy that. On our way.
I low-key think, and I was talking to Kenneth about this last night. I low-key think that they just kind of shit on Starfield, like a little bit, as far as like the visuals go, because this shit looks amazing. I'm not even gonna like front to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This looks freaking spectacular, and that's something that we haven't really seen with Starfield. If Starfield would have came out looking like this, it would have been something different, but I don't think that they can do that because of the limitations of the Xbox, which I've talked about ad nauseum on this channel. But anyway, I just think this looks great. seeing the fleet like this though. This has me like low key hype for Squadron 42, like just low key.
I know I just wrote you.
And we'll be pausing a
But a
lot,
couple of hours
stopping
ago,
and looking at certain
proximity
things for
sensors
watching
on
the
the other
video.
If the jump got twigged. Word is it might be that clan we've been battling with. I guess that last fight didn't scare them off.
quite like we all hoped it would. Honestly, we've been out here so long, I don't know what to
Pull for anymore. I just wanted to let you know.
I'll write as soon as I can. Stay safe. Your loving son.
I wonder if this is like the intro. Looks like it.
Never gets old, does it?
Sir,
Eddies. I used to do the same thing when I was first coming up. Post up to the flight deck whenever I could to watch the launches.
I think so far this looks way better.
Seen the F-8s up close?
Way better than Starfield.
no, sir.
The thing's a beast. Nimble, too.
12 maneuvering thrusters and 3 mains. It sure sounds like it. Sir.
Captain McLaren, to the bridge. Captain McLaren, to the bridge.
I saw you apply to the Flight Academy again.
Yes, sir.
Keep your head up. Took me a couple times before I got
It's
in.
ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
It's ma'am. Oh my goodness. When people saw this, they started cheering because they thought this was like the Sol system. I'm just like, there ain't no way that they made the Sol system on Earth. Like, come on, bro. There's no way.
Welcome to Cloud Imperium Games Manchester Studio. I'm Chris Roberts, and I'm pleased to announce we have just passed a major milestone. Squadron 42 is now feature complete and has entered its polish phase. To celebrate this milestone, we've gathered some of our core leadership together to share what this means.
As Chris says, we've moved into the polish phase of Squadron 42, which means extra emphasis on ensuring things feel fun.
This means focusing on the small and large elements of the game, such as dialing in combat encounters, but also looking at the feel of how you control your character or vehicle and making sure
I want to
it's
pick up all the
as
sound
possible.
updates into this as well.
We've paid extra attention to how your character reacts when in their ship, so that you feel like an actual pilot, whether that's firing your weapons, taking hits, or punching the afterburners to get to cover. Ship AI has also seen huge improvements, with closer engagement distances and more varied behaviors. And with
A lot of people were saying they didn't like the weapon zoom or the close in targeting. I mean, this already kind of exists in the game with sub-targeting. I think it's a good necessary change, especially for people who are going to be like your casual player base, who don't know a whole lot, about the ship fighting, the ship combat. It will be a necessary change, I think. A necessary, how can I say, a necessary feature for casual players.
our new precision targeting mode, the action has never been as close. With the aim now on polish, we've organized the
One thing I want to say too is like Star Citizen always does a good job with a sense of scale, making you feel like very, very small and making the world feel very, very large around you. They do an excellent job with that. This level, wherever they're at, looks freaking amazing. It looks great.
Project into self-sufficient strike teams, so we can focus on individual areas to deliver the best
Hopefully we get boats in the persistent universe too. I think that'd be sick.
experience.
Get out of sight. The cutlass is gonna spot you.
This allows us to bring all disciplines together with a unified vision of enhancing the gameplay by seamlessly blending it with polished visuals, final cinematic performances, and our ever-improving technology.
I was gonna say, like, those water effects.
This allows us to bring all disciplines together with a unified vision of enhancing the gameplay by seamlessly blending it with polished visuals, final cinematic performances.
Doesn't look
and
good
our
as good
ever-improving
in game as it did during the demo, I think.
You didn't see the boat, kid. You're good to keep going.
We're also dialing in gameplay features, such as the ship flight model for both atmosphere and space. Which
This is the
covers
change I'm most
master
excited
modes,
for.
Control surfaces.
Control
and our
surfaces,
gold
yeah.
standard HUD and MFDs. Our interaction system for both the world and your character have also seen additional improvements, allowing us to hone and craft environmental puzzles unique to each location, while allowing us to tell the story of the world around you. The military multi-tool is an essential piece of equipment for every pilot that integrates all attachments into a single handheld device and allows us to create really interesting challenges, including physics-based puzzles using our updated rope tech.
Local admin. That got you rehyped?
Unidentified vessels? This is the UEE Navy. Power down your ships and stand by for processing. Yeah, you can f*** off the coil's eyes. God damn it.
Our scanning, targeting, and marker system has also seen an overhaul, allowing us to highlight only the essential information that you...
I really want this in the PU soon. Like the new flight model, but I think the new flight model or the new HUD, the star map and all that stuff, that's to me that's all like one system that's integrated together. So I don't think that we're gonna get the new HUD, the new flight HUD without getting the new star map. I think those things are gonna come to the persistent universe in tandem.
need, such
But
as
I do
key
like it.
objectives, mission targets, and high-level scan information, while keeping your overall view as clean as possible.
That skank! Skank him off me! No!
I'm too high. Spiral, Space Whales, building, updated UI. Todd Howard, who? Yeah. I do think they kind of shit on
Tactical FPS combat
Starfield a
stealth,
little bit.
which has seen a suite of improvements, from improved looting, weapon feel and balance, realistic scopes, and smoother
I'm
locomotion.
gonna go back to that.
Tactical FPS combat and stealth, which has seen a suite
This right here is probably one of my favorite changes. It's just making the loot so much easier to get. Because sometimes I don't like having to go through and check all their pockets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this right here is a great change.
of improvements, from improved looting, weapon feel and balance, realistic scopes, and smoother locomotion.
I don't know why I didn't get the
Alongside our
sniper
new
rifle.
and improved FPS radar and scanner that provides you an overview of the battlefield, but at the cost of ramping up your own emissions. We've also seen
One thing I noticed about this live is that I noticed that the NPCs weren't reloading. So I would like to see NPCs having to reload because if they're just shooting at you just to shoot at you with no reload, that doesn't make the gameplay, like, in my opinion, more immersive. It's just more annoying. It's like, okay, like, eventually you should be reloading, you know what I'm saying? But instead you're just shooting and shooting and shooting while I have to stop and reload.
The introduction of our Maelstrom-powered destructible environment, which adds a layer of dynamism to the experience alongside our improved AI that can now have hundreds of combinations of traits that allow us to create unique and challenging combat encounters that really push your tactical awareness and skill.
So he's just shooting, shooting, shooting. No reload. I like the slide. The new HUD looks sick. Yeah, I would have used a sniper rifle there, man. I'm gonna go back through the presentation as well and look at some stuff on Twitch.
And call out action points in each level from start to finish and where we need to improve the gameplay.
I wonder if we're gonna get the military multi-tool in the PU, or when we're gonna get it.
This is an incredibly rewarding stage of development for me and the team, as the ultimate vision of the game is realized, allowing us to craft an experience that we can be really proud of.
I can't wait for the new EVA.
One specific
oh my
area
goodness.
that I'm excited to dive in is the feeling of the player interacting with the world around them.
Patching you in.
As it's a core component of Squadron and really grounds the world that you inhabit. We've made sure that any interaction in the environment.
This right here, I wish we don't have a joystick, so we can't use like a thumb rotation. But if we have to use like Q and E to like rotate these valves and stuff, and just instead of pressing F, that would be more immersive.
Is physically represented by a character animation to keep you in the moment and fully immerse you in the experience that we've created. Ultimately, this is the final phase of gameplay iteration before we
I like
fully
the new
transition
quantum
into
animation too.
optimization and stability on the road to release.
Agent Trejo, this is Colton. Come back. Always trips me out to see terraforming setups like this. Webb tried explaining how atmosphere processors work. Really shows how far we've come. What the hell is she?
With the transition of Squadron to Polish phase, we've had the opportunity to find additional moments within the existing narrative to add subtle interactions where appropriate. It's been tremendously exciting to play through these areas and find places to augment the mood, support gameplay, and further embellish our story and characters.
So yeah, man, I can't believe it. They said I've got to wait another 2 years before I can reapply.
And I don't think this game is going to be looking, bad in a couple of years. I still think this game is going to look really, really good. And given like how a lot of games have released and the stage that they have released in, if Squadron releases and it's good, this is going to be a huge win for Star Citizen, and it's going Star Citizen, but it's going to be a huge win for CIG, and it's going to be a huge win for space games in general, because we already know the new Star Wars game that's coming out. It looks very good. So if this releases, I think that game is supposed to be releasing like in the early part of next year. So if we get Squadron in the later part of 2024 or in the early part of 2025, and it looks this good or even better, I think that's going to be great for the genre. Really great.
So that's why I figured I'd get a job trying in security, because that's I can get some hours flying in the cockpit and whatnot. Can't hurt, right? Exactly.
We've also been capturing pickups for our lead female player character, as well as wildlines for our various enemies that you all will encounter throughout the game on both foot and in your cockpit. These consist of a range of responses and reactions that you as the player can trigger, which has been the culmination of efforts by the gameplay and AI teams. This means that you're going to have to tangle with some very smart and reactive bad guys to complete your mission.
At the heart of this immersive adventure, you'll find cutting-edge cinematic storytelling, thoughtfully crafted to fully immerse you into your story.
We fight today! So in 40 years from now, when you're surrounded by everything and everyone you hold dear, and they ask, what did you do in the Battle of Vega? You can look them in the eye and say, I held the line. Men and women of the Second Fleet, I am proud to stand with you today. Good luck. Bishop out.
Mason, what's going on, bro?
Nice speech. Any word from the recon team? Not yet.
We're just going back through. We're just giving like a little recap on, you know, the entire CitizenCon. I'm going to go back through after this video. I'm going to go back through and watch some stuff from the presentation and, you know, give a little bit more in depth because, you know, I really can't like pause it and stop and go back and forth. Stinkfinger, what's going on, man? How you doing? You know, it's tough to do that while it's live. So we're doing that here today.
Let's get into position.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. I try for you
Throughout
guys.
the polish phase, our team is taking every opportunity to push things to the next level.
Tell me you're expecting company?
This is not good.
The Cine team is focused on finalizing edit lock on all of our big action as well as all smaller character sequences.
I could have pulled this off of the Galactopedia.
Yeah, probably, but I think their solar mass calculations are wrong, though.
That looks so much better.
Well, this is ridiculous.
How so?
We are now able to adjust our shot composition to final cameras thanks to recently crafted space vistas and level art being content complete now.
It'd be nice to know how much of a shitstorm we're flying into.
More like a hellstorm, Blue. One you ain't gonna fly out of.
I wonder if like you take damage because like this guy right here, you know, it's hard to see.
Space vistas and level art.
I'm gonna try to pause on his face.
It'd be nice to know how much of a shitstorm we're flying into.
More like.
I don't know if you can see his face, but he has like, you know, his eyes like swollen shut. So I'm wondering like, are we going to be able to take damage to our faces and like have our vision obstructed from like having a black eye or your eye swelling shut from getting punched? These are things like I would like to know. These are some of the things I would like them to expound upon in the next coming year.
Like a hellstorm, Blue. One you ain't gonna fly out of.
Shut up. Now, I hadn't seen another ship that wasn't trying to kill me in days, let alone a hauler, let alone a Jean. So you can imagine my surprise.
Detailed lighting passes can be done on hero sequences so we can show our cast and convey their emotions in the best light possible. And we're making sure our cinematics are triggering as fluid as we can craft them so they form a coherent concerto with the rest of the player's narrative experience.
Mr. Wexler, this is Lieutenant Commander Colton.
Oh, Commander, hey. Julian Wexler, I'm the field manager of this little operation. Welcome aboard the Archon. What brings the Navy to this little corner of the universe?
We got you flying with Lieutenant Commander Colton. He's one of our best.
Sir Davos.
As others will share, this is the most rewarding chapter of development, which allows us to truly experience.
It wouldn't be other questions since they simulate high G blackouts. Yeah.
The visceral and oftentimes emotional moments that our narrative provides.
How did you handle it after Vega?
That looks way better.
I'm not sure I handled anything. It helps to remember that stuff like this is supposed to hurt.
I don't think it'd be that hard. if they made all the art and all
I've never
the.
been good at dealing with problems I can't fix.
Well, this is one that you don't have to do alone.
That's good to know.
For the animation teams, polish phase means refining the social aspects of Squadron 42 that occur between the various missions and getting the behaviors implemented across all of its chapters. Here we're dialing in the hangar to make it as immersive and believable an experience as possible.
Do it? Done. Okay, all right. Let's do this. I have to switch out so the interchange front hangar deck. We're getting a weird airflow.
I'm not sure if this is ray tracing or not. One thing for sure, especially like being in the military, like they don't really like you stepping over fuel lines. Like they would much prefer you to walk around them.
For example, we're launching off a space carrier, but we still ground the feel in real-world actions, refueling, repairing, and inspecting, and making sure that your next flight mission is a success. This means we're looking out for pops, hiccups, or awkward transitions, and ensuring that everything flows and looks like all the great mocap performances we've captured.
Let's ready some extra ice packs out of storage. Whenever gunners are on full rotation, you can always count on at least one of them getting hurt.
We also have you covered in everyday life. The medical staff work diligently for their patients, whether they're players or crew.
I wonder if I wonder if in Squadron, it would be cool if they like let you choose your own career path. You know what I mean? Like you wanted to be like a medical officer or something like that. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure you have to stick with like being like a fighter pilot and going through and doing Chris Roberts' story. But it'd be nice if you had your own like chose your own role in the military and they had like a fully fleshed out story for it. That'd be sick.
We really want you to feel part of an authentic crew, an important part of the UEE Navy in an enormous universe of people going about their everyday lives.
Let's go ahead and clear for takeoff. Ground crew, prep bay for takeoff. Copy that. Hangar, ready for launch. Takeoff approved, Baron 2. You have the ball.
They didn't salute him when he took off? Where's his salute at? Chris. Why is she waving? She should be saluting.
On as you're launched off the deck of the carrier.
Baron 2, you are cleared for launch. Have a safe flight, Baron 2.
See, in the Navy on the aircraft carrier, before the pilot takes off, they're supposed to salute him. But this is a make-believe Navy, you know what I mean?
We want you to not only decide how you play the game, but to feel as if the people you interact with are in that world with you.
This one they need to fix. This animation right here they need to fix. Any person that owns guns, any of my gun fanatics out here, this scene will drive you crazy. This scene will drive you mad. And the reason it's going to drive you mad is because this dude is flagging you with a gun. You never take a gun and you point it at somebody. You either point the thing at the deck or you point the thing at the sky. You don't walk around with a gun like waving it at people.
I would have never thought a shotgun could be so pretty.
Pointing it right at you.
Damn, this R97 is sleek as hell. Like a lot of other weapons in Gemini's arsenal, it has a higher rate of fire than most guns of its type.
And the bitch was loaded. Look, he had a clip in there and everything. Like, boy, you trying to kill me?
We're working to support a feel of authenticity through world traverse.
I really want them to go back and fix that one. That one just... that one just irks me like a little bit too much. It's a little bit. I'm nitpicking. Nitpicking.
Running, jumping, and climbing. Interactions with objects and the environment.
Yeah, they gotta fix those animations because, like, if you guys are new to the channel, if you guys haven't been here in a while, I'm a 13-year military veteran. And one of the things that we don't mess around with is pointing a gun at somebody. Okay? Like, you will get your career ended for flagging somebody with a gun, potentially. It's like, it's that serious. So, they should take it that serious in the game. Like, don't have the characters pointing guns at people, flagging them during the cutscenes, and don't have the player flagging people with guns. It's important that even in games we take gun safety seriously. Okay, that's one thing like I do not play around with. I do not mess around with gun safety. It's an important thing to me.
Solid weapon gameplay and enemy reactions, as well as combat realities, such as weapon malfunctions.
See, and here's another thing, right? If your weapon jams, don't stand there and like get shot. Get to cover. Fix your jam, re-engage. See, they need somebody with some military experience to play these demos. Like CIG, like if you're watching, I have military experience. In a situation like this, I know if my gun jams, get down, clear the jam, and then get back on target. Like, don't sit out in the open and take shots. Like, I know I'm nitpicking and shit right now, but it's just like, these are the things when I see like people trying to make military games, like they should have people that are actually in the military to like just advise them a little bit on certain like little minute details.
Or in close encounters of the more lethal kind.
I do like how it's, you know, you have to fight for the takedowns. Like, I've never liked in any video game where, like, the melee is like the one-shot kill. Like, the melee is more powerful than the weapon. I think that in any circumstance, somebody should have a chance to fight back. And this animation is a little bit glitchy. You can see, like, the knife going through and clipping through the guy or the lady or whatever, they, them, whatever they are. You know what I'm saying? Just a little nitpicking stuff. But, you know, if they want to make the game as good as they claim, they should see my feedback and be like, hey, these are some good details that we missed right here. But I do like this right here. I do like having to earn your melee kills.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt in the morning. As we continue to focus on the quality experience, we've been working closely with our art teams, and it's been exciting to see their environments come to life alongside us.
While animation and design have been populating the locations, polish phase for my teams means making huge advancements in the quality of our characters and environments. We've established our standard with recognizable characters like Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, and Gary Oldman. And we're now applying this to the rest of the cast and identifying any remaining tech requirements that need to be closed out. The story of Squadron 42 takes you through a variety of diverse locations of varying scales and styles. We've shared glimpses of several environments before, and there's still plenty out there for you to discover.
This looks sick.
One of the main challenges the art team has had to face during the development of Squadron 42 is ensuring the visuals are complementary to the narrative of the script. The mood and feeling of a space is just as important to us as it is making sure we hit the visual quality that CIG has become.
What I'm wondering about this game, if anybody can like help me out, is it going to be open world like Star Citizen, where like you can literally go anywhere in the verse, but you have to follow like this little, you know, this storyline? You know what I'm saying? Are these going to be preloaded levels? Are these going to be like actual physicalized locations within a planet? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm just going here then loading a level am I flying down to like all of these different locations and then discovering like all this stuff? That's like what I'm curious about, and that's what I would like to know more about, to be honest.
For.
Oh, good. We can't hack it from this side. Graves, we got a locked door. Can you give us access?
No, I'm afraid that's a negative, Steve. I would have to add you to our system to give you override permissions, and there's a lot involved in that. It won't happen quickly.
Okay, we'll figure something out.
Everything you see during the campaign has been heavily inspired by the classics of 70s and 80s sci-fi,
Looks sick.
with a modern twist. We want everything
I want to know more about what this is. It's like some type of generator right
you
here.
see to feel like it has a soul, its own personality, and tells of a history long before you arrived.
This looks like right here too.
Crafting interesting flight spaces and their connecting tissue has been one of the more unique challenges we've needed to overcome for Squadron. Developing our VDB tech to blend seamlessly between tighter traversal spaces and into wider space vistas and planets has proved incredibly difficult but rewarding, ensuring that Squadron flows seamlessly from one chapter to the next, without interruption. Creating a diverse array of locations is essential to us. Our environments need to work from a variety of scales. We need to pay close attention to detail, whether we're working in a dirty engineering vent or navigating the debris of a dying star, wondering what may be around that next corner, or
Just
even
part,
who
you
may
can
live
see a little bit of the frames are not so great here, so this probably still needs to be optimized.
there. How would they have survived, and what state of mind may they be in? We've worked closely with our social teams in delivering a cohesive social experience when you're taking some downtime from our refined flight and FPS missions, or even missions of the more eerie kind. We'll be introducing new space stations on a massive scale.
This is what I'm excited about too, the space stations. I want to see the different ones. I want to see the different ships that are docked there. I think it's going to be sick.
All brought together and designed to be as tangible as possible. We've thought about their function, their age, and
Space
tried
Raider
to
right
ensure
here.
there's a progression in artistic style with each station as you progress through the game. As you can see today, the teams are working incredibly.
I know I'm a small YouTuber, but I'm gonna do my best to try to get beta access to Squadron 42. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Do what I can. That way I can keep you guys up to date on everything Squadron 42. Cause I'm not like I'm not high on the hopium, but I'm low key hype. It's like a low key hype.
Pretty hard, ramping up the detail and quality to match the breadth of our vision for Squadron 42.
This looks like a star yard. This would be kind of like in the Navy what we call dry dock, when you're bringing your ship in for like repairs and stuff like that. This is what this looks like. It's pretty sick.
Now, I know you're all asking, when can I play it?
When can I play it?
When we have the locked release date, you will be the first to know. Now, we're in polishing phase on Squadron 42. You will start to see a lot more things coming to Star Citizen, as well as overall progress on the persistent universe. The polish phase can take some time. We have come this far, and we want to make sure Squadron 42 delivers on the promise of being this generation's wing commander. Now, even though there's only a few of us in this video, I'd like to extend a big thank you to all our staff around the globe who've been putting their heart and soul into bringing Squadron 42 to life. And I would like to thank everyone in the community for your patience and your support. To paraphrase Admiral Bishop, when people ask, what did you do in the development of Squadron 42? We can look them in the eye and say, I held the line. I'm proud to stand with you. Thank you for making this game with us.
Oh yeah, they got the Vandal. There's probably somebody out there that knows that language and knows exactly what they said. It's probably going to be on Reddit if it's not on Reddit already. Guarantee it. What do you guys think? You guys think somebody knows what they said here? I'm pretty sure. Somebody knows. Somebody knows. Alright, that was great. We're going to go over to Twitch. And I want to get back into here because there were some good things in this video yesterday, especially when it comes to the FPS stuff that I want to take another look at, because we were having conversations over this, so I want to make sure that I come back in here and we can slow it down, you know what I'm saying, and really look at some of the changes that are going to be coming, because in my opinion the FPS needs the biggest overhaul in the game. Like, we need the FPS to be good. It's jank, and you know they want to add a lot of FPS dynamic events like the Siege of Orison. You know, we have the Orison platform missions, even just doing bunkers. It needs to be changed in a way to make it feel like it's actually worth playing, because I don't do bunkers just because of how janky they are, but with some of these FPS changes, I think it can make it a lot better. So I'm going to try to get back in here and try to find the right timestamp. I think it's right here.
So this EVA has a new prone lateral pose, and this is really important to us because it allows us to get close to surfaces and it allows us to walk across them. So we can see that in this video here.
I think it was after this presentation.
As we get to the end, we're going to jump off. Okay, here we go. Into that. And this smaller profile lets us get into spaces we couldn't get into before, or not easily with the old EVA. We're going to traverse through here, thread the needle.
I wish the same thing. Like, for instance, like I was saying early this year that I wish Jumptown was in different locations, because having Jumptown on the same 3 icy moons, it's just kind of played out. So I was like, why not have Jumptown like on the backside of Hurston? But then I found out in lore. I found out in the lore that Hurston is very strict, so there's like no drugs, there's nothing. It's like very locked down. It's like, well, how am I supposed to know that when there's nothing in the game that tells me how Hurston is? And then I come to find out that, you know, Hurston actually has a lot of espionage, and the families don't like each other. They're always fighting. They're always trying to assassinate one another. And I'm just like, damn, like, how come you can't include that into the gameplay? Like, if it were me personally, I would love to go do an espionage mission, or like assassinate somebody and the Hurston family for a high amount of money. Like, I would love to do some shit like that. That shit to me would be fun. But I've said this a lot, that Star Citizen is a mile wide and an inch deep. There's really not that much depth to the gameplay, and I hope that now that they've done with Squadron 42, that they can start doing some more really cool stuff and adding more depth to Star Citizen, to the PU, because it really needs it.
And also, the collision is much more forgiving. We're going to slide off at slower speeds, so we're not going to be spinning away. Okay, big reveal. Love this station. This is amazing. And we're also adding grips, so in interiors, you might be able to hold on to grips to do interactions and walk between the grips to get better control. Now, thank you very much. So now prone has long been a problem motion set for us, right? But taking these EVA posing solutions we saw, we can now rotate around the camera without any lateral translation. So we're not rotating around the hips anymore. And it allows you to aim much better. We're also not moving the body, so we don't need to worry about the external collisions anymore, right? We're not going to get pushed around. Of course, prone isn't all about looking around. We want to traverse as well. So we're going to head down this vent. And here we put in a new collision style. So this is all about letting you have control in narrow, small spaces, smaller than this. We're going to be able to push around the corners, we're going to go around tight bends, and we're going to be able to reliably go up and down slopes. And this is where Prone led the way. So we then took this and we put it into the EVA. So if I turn off gravity here, which I'm not going to do, but if I did, the EVA would have been able to traverse the exact same place. And by having these motion sets so similar, we can exchange success between them. And that could then be done to other horizontal sets, like prone light sets, for example, like the water wheel showed it yesterday. We might be able to take you swimming there one day. So, okay, we're gonna move from the horizontal to the vertical. So with ladders, we put in some new subtle and significant improvements. So we got midpoint markups that lets you enter the ladder at anywhere. We're gonna let you look around so you can do 360s.
I like that.
We're gonna let you lean on the ladders so that you can avoid obstacles or peek around corners. And this all got a full new animation set. It looks amazing, especially with all this beautiful star cloth. You know, you got both the hood and the cape there. It looks amazing. Okay, so with combat, we wanted to add more speed to the encounters. So what we've done is we've removed the weapon penalty, so you can move at the same speed with and without the weapon out. We've reduced the inertia, so you're going to be able to push up to your desired speed faster. And this is already in 320 and 321,
Yes.
and we got more things like this to come.
You can actually run and reload now. I found that out last night. I was playing with Kenoff.
Right,
You can
so
run and
I just
reload.
want to talk about improvements. I've hinted at swimming, but I'm going to show you a different feature, right? So sliding. So with the power slide, you inject a burst of speed.
We're good, man. How's the meeting? Death by PowerPoint?
This doesn't just take you from A to B faster. You're going to have a reduced profile. You become a smaller target. It doesn't come for free. You know, you're sprinting. So that's going to cost you stamina. You're sliding. That's going to add some stamina cost. And when I do it back to back like this, my heart rate is just pumping, 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 right? So you got to be a bit careful. You can't just slide your whole way from.
I think with the increased heart rate, when you slide, I think it should cost you like accuracy. You know what I mean? So like when you get up and you want to go shoot because your heart rate's so high, you can't aim steady. So I hope they balance it in that way. If not, what we're gonna have during like PvP interactions is just people sliding, you know, to become a smaller target, but still remaining able to shoot on target. I think there should be an accuracy cost to sliding a lot. I don't know. You guys, tell me down below what you guys think. Think you gotta go to work soon. Hey man, I appreciate you for stopping by, man. I haven't seen you here in a while, so I really appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
The hubs to the spaceport. Okay, so another thing that is really important to us is that with the slide, it's a short duration, but we want interactivity as soon as possible. And that's true for all our motion sets. We're going to go through all of them and give you interactivity. So with the slide, we want you to be able to aim around as soon as possible. The moment you hit the ground, you're going to be able to aim around, all right? And the direction is locked, so if I was to slide from one end of the stage to the other, I would be sliding this way, but I'd be looking this way, right? Look at you guys, hey. But while I'm sliding, I can hip fire. And as I come out in the exit, I can ADS, I can lean. I could go back to sprint right away. So I could do back-to-back slides, like we saw in the last video. Okay, so moving beyond traversal, just to finish this section, I want to talk about new hazard. Now, you saw this yesterday in the UI demo. I lost my phone. Bone, can you press the button? That's it. Okay, radiation, right. So radiation.
I like this too.
It's a new addition to this active status system. And we need to look at the bottom left here. So in the middle, you got the amount of radiation that being pushed on your body. If you have a directional source, it's based on your body surface and your distance to that source. So by going behind the cover here, I can completely cut off all the radiation. So I can use that. And then on the left, we have an icon that has a shield around it. Now, that shield works in two ways. Right? First of all, it comes from your outfit. So depending on what you're wearing, you're going to have a better or less accurate shield, right? It has a threshold. As long as your radiation doesn't exceed the threshold, the shield will hold true. It'll scrub all the radiation off, and you can stay there as long as you like. But as the shield starts peeling off, when the radiation gets higher, the shield will peel off. And you know, the radiation sickness kicks in right at the end of the video here. And my health just deteriorates super, super quick. So yeah, that's not great. Okay, so we're gonna see some more radiation in the next section. So I would like to.
I wonder if they're gonna add new suits, or if the suits they currently have protect against radiation. I'm trying to think. Like, what suits do you think would protect against radiation? Maybe the Novak exploration suit. And what's the other one they use for that you go mining with on like Aberdeen? So all of these updates are supposed to be coming out within the next year. I don't know if you watched the stream earlier, but the single player campaign game is now feature complete. So they're basically just polishing that game up, and then all of this stuff should be coming out in iterations to the persistent universe over the next year. So it's about to get potentially it's going to get very interesting. The meeting was good. I don't say much at meetings. I'm good with that. A lot of these cucks want their voices and ideas heard, even if they don't have, even if they don't add value. Just like the military.
On this stage. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, Pembroke. I think it's Pembroke.
Why are we showing that? Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Inês and I'm a gameplay programmer here at CIG. And I'm here today to tell you all about, thank you. And I'm here today to tell you all about the features we've been working on to improve the player interaction experience with the physical objects in the world. So let me start by telling you what we've made to make it easy for you to identify and interact with these objects in the world. We have introduced in the new interaction prompts, which are AR cards that appear over the objects.
Oh. P4. Just.
So we're still actively working on it, and.
She looks like she works on video games.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's quickly talk about
for
kiosks and terminals. And let's be honest, it's really hard to interact and get a good view of these ones. So we made a small little changes to make it easier for you.
I like this change.
We created a new focus mode that will walk the player to perfectly align with the kiosks. So we can better perfectly frame the screen on the viewport. At this point, the interactive screen will steal the input focus until you actively choose.
You and me both, man. But here's what, like I said this earlier, I don't know if you heard. I think like the new star map, the new ship HUDs and all that stuff, I think that's all like one system. So I think all that stuff will come together. I don't think we can have like the new star map without the new MFDs. You know what I mean? So I think that's all like tied in together. But stuff like the shop terminals, like I hope we can get this like sooner rather than later, because the terminals are like, they are ass sometimes, man.
This to leave. So let's take a look at this in action. And look at that when you trigger it, and like, yeah. So this is a very small quality of life improvement, but it will make it much easier for you to interact with these kiosks.
All right, Steve Finger, we see you, bro.
And you know, finally, let's talk about looting. This is our new looting screen. It's not replacing the inventory, but it will be used when you're looting a body or any other lootable that you find in the world. It was specifically designed to improve this experience. So since looting is a common action during FPS combat, especially if you haven't fully prepared ahead, we wanted to make it as easier and quick as possible, so you could spend the minimum amount of time to grab any items you need from your target. So it displays the current loadout and a simplified version of the inventory. Looting.
One question I have about this, let's just say you have like all of your weapon slots filled, right? And let's just say, you know, you have all of your grenade slots filled. Like all of your slots are filled up. Will this transition stuff like directly into your backpack? Or, you know, can you not just take anything that's already here? You know what I mean? Like, they have the inventory right here, so does it automatically go into your backpack or into a local inventory if it's already, you know, if it's already, if your person's already full, like your loadout, like your on your body armor, you already have like all your ammo that you can hold on your chest piece, and you already have all the grenades that you can hold. Like, where does the rest of the stuff go? You know, they have the inventory here, but it's like, is it like your backpack? Is it like local? Like, I wish they would have explained it a little bit further.
Space favors speediness, while the inventory is there, so you can fully manage your loadout. So we're still actively working on it, and this is especially on the UI and art, but I want to give you a little sneak peek how this all works. Okay, let's go over to so you see the player loadout is on items are on the bottom, the target is on the top. You can hover, if you hover the different widgets, you'll see a tooltip that with the different quick actions you can do. You can just simple press. Yeah, it'll be so much easier. So yeah, you can quickly press to just equip or swap. You can even use your mouse wheel if you want to change the target. You can drop anything, store anything, just really quick actions. And you'll see in a minute that we also can trigger ammo repooling. So this will grab all available ammo, either from your target or from your inventory, and will fill up the magazines in your loadout and get rid of any empty magazines. So yeah, it's looking really good. Yeah, so it's looking really good, and I can't wait to see the final art. So that's all from me, so thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great time.
Right, hello everyone. For those who cannot remember, my name is Jens, and I'm now going to talk to you about some changes we made to our stealth gameplay, and I'm going to give you an update on weaponware. Right, so takedowns is an important part of our stealth encounters. So this is where we're going to add some player skill progression. So going to move you through different action sets. You're going to start out by struggling. You might fail. Of course, this sort of added time and the extra noise you're making is really going to increase the risk of detection. You're going to get faster the more you do it. And then you're gonna reach maximum efficiency. Check this one out. So he's so fast you can barely see him do it, and then he guides the body to the floor, so he makes almost no noise, right? We're gonna explore some more variation beyond our unarmed and our knife takedowns, like sedative injection pens and contextual takedowns. So this guy on the railing here, let's see what we can do about it.
Sedatives, I like that.
So by using the environment,
but right there, when he hit his head on the railing, I wanted to hear like a metal sound. You know what I'm saying? Like a little ding.
We can do a more efficient takedown than maybe our skill level would have allowed, and it certainly looks a lot cooler. And we're going to be able to use this to get to enemies that might be otherwise difficult to get to with our normal takedowns, like a pilot strapped into his pilot seat. You know, sneak up on him and take him out. Okay, so in that last video we incapacitated that enemy a lot. I'm going to introduce you to a new weapon, a new item, sorry, and that's the restraints. So
this is going to be sick.
Okay, let's take him down first. One more. Oh. Okay, so with the restraints we're going to turn him over, we're going to cuff his hands.
Yeah, I like skills.
We're going to cuff his legs. Now, if he wakes up, he can't chase us down, right? But he could call out for help. So what we're going to do as well is we're going to add places in the environment where you can stash a body. You can hide them, either unconscious or dead. And that way it should be easier to remain undetected and keep you in that stealth bubble. Now this is another thing we talked about in the UI demo, which is the ping. And we saw it in Inesh's presentation, how she did a short ping to highlight a door pump. Now, of course, we allow you now to charge up that ping. And by doing so, we can see further, and we can see through obstacles, and we can populate more information into our data bank that then shows up in our box outs here. So you get the name, and you maybe get the race, and maybe the faction. And you can use this information to figure out where is the weak link, which enemies can I take down without being discovered. There's a risk here, okay? So there's a charge up time, means you can't do it all the time. It's gonna recharge slowly. You see the bar at the top slowly going down. Until that goes all the way down, I can't ping. I can't even do a short ping. And it's gonna spike my emissions or my signature. So an enemy with the right equipment or tech level might discover me. Okay, so let's move on to some talk about weaponware. So here we're going to see a simulation of a weapon getting more and more worn over time.
I like this too.
We're going to expand this beyond weapons to other FPS items like your armor, your clothing, your helmet.
I want to get to the flight stuff.
In actual game, this would be triggered by weapon usage, right? So the more you fire your gun, the more worn it's going to get. And this is going to affect its efficiency, it's going to affect its reliability, and it's going
The flight stuff was important.
So Brand very kindly will get us into the ship while you'll see the new enter sequence. And you'll see the new animations we have been working on. So you can see now that you won't directly grab the control stick. You'll be put on this relaxed pose with free look enabled. And you can see the different prompts appear over the buttons. So let's get this show started and get your ship ready for flying. So Brand, if you could close the canopy so we don't go flying around with that open. Power our systems. Oh, look at that. And finally, turn our entrance. Yeah, so you are now ready for flying. So we will be bringing all of this to all of our ships in our fleet. And that's all from me. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Tony to tell you all about the new UI.
This is so important. I wonder if like different manufacturers are gonna have like different style of like HUDs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because like I fly the A2 a lot, and I'm just wondering like how all this is gonna fit in the A2, like a ship that has like a bunch of screens in it already. You know?
Hi everyone, my name is Tony. I'm senior UI programmer here at CIG. And I'm here to explain some of the spoilers that you saw yesterday about our new ship UI. So, are you ready to see the ship UI in action? Right. Bone, play the demo. Brand, continue with the demo. So, as you can see already, this ship has less intrusive UI, with more space to enjoy the stunning vistas that planets can offer, and less cluttered views so you can focus during combat. This also means that the UI elements are now more relevant to the situation, linked to the operator mode. For example, when we change to scan mode, the crosshair has scanning information about your target, and even the MFDs have changed. Some of these elements can be customized, but we'll see more about that later. For this demo, we're showing the UI developed for this.
You see the turret over here.
Basic information related to navigation will always be available on your view, and this
pause this real quick. So we got coupled. You gotta fly decoupled. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that. Got ESP, got lock. Over here it says Atmo, gear, and G-Safe. I don't know if this is fuel. This says aft. I don't know what that is. And then you have your flares. Then you have your mode right here. You have nav and STM.
Status displays all of that with holograms around the dashboard. But other ships may have different layouts and styles, on brand with the manufacturer. For example, the Drake.
No, JT, you were right the first time. Skills are fuck. Skills are fuck.
That makes more affordable ships, rather than fancy and probably expensive holograms, may use physical screens, dials, and light indicators. This dashboard shows your current speed, the remaining afterburn, and some decoys available. On both far sides, we have status indicators that will show things like if your landing gear is on or any other flight systems. Worth mentioning that we have prototyped these for the demo, so right now they're holograms, but on the final design, these are gonna be physical screens. On the far left, on the top of the dashboard, we have the indicator of which master mode and operator mode are you.
And it has your hydrogen, your quantum fuel right here too, okay. And then cool. I like the new loadout. I just want to see it in different ships.
So let's change that to combat and talk about these new MFDs. So we have reworked all of these MFDs from scratch with brand new views using our UI technology building blocks. We can still navigate through these MFDs using the classic mouse interaction, holding F and then moving the mouse. On the left here, we can see the scanning view, which is going to show information that you obtain when you scan a target. It may show information about the ship name, the pilot name, or even the current operator mode of your target, so you know if they're just chilling around or they are ready to fight you. Cycling to the left one, we have the target status, which will focus on emissions, damage, and orientation of your target. We'll see that in action later. The next one, continuing to the left, will be the self status, which is contextual. So during navigation, that will show your current fuel, but during combat, like right now, will show information about your guns. You can click on the gun, and you can see basic information about that. You will see the name, and you can also see in which group they are assigned, which Yogi will explain later. On the MFD on the right side, we have the power management, where we can distribute the power of different systems of the ship. You can click on the triangle and move it around to change the distribution, and you can turn down the total power of the ship that will generate. The classic key bindings that you all know already works, so when you change the power management, you will see now a triangle on top of the radar to show you the changes. Now, instead of using mouse, you can also use key bindings to select MFDs and cycle through the views, which might be faster when you are in certain situations like during combat. And for those pro players
More
out
key
there,
binds.
we have added about 100 key bindings, and I mean 100.
100? I didn't get that during the live stream.
So you can fully customize how you want to navigate through them.
Jesus Christ, I don't have enough buttons for this.
I really hope that's more than enough to use on your keyboard, on your HOTAS, or even on your game class setup. But if you need more, just let us know. Anyway, I think you're not gonna need even those many shortcuts. For each operator mode, we now persistently save which views are shown on each MFD. So you can customize what's important to you for every situation. So as an example, during combat, you might want to have target information on your MFDs, but maybe when you change to quantum travel, have your current fuel, spend some time on the configuration screen, for example. Let's talk about this configuration screen. We're going to have now here a variety of options, from customizing UI elements to enable systems of the ship. We may see some of these later in action with Yogi. These settings are now available on this screen, not in the global settings of the game, for quick access.
I actually like this change because it's annoying to have to go scroll through, you know, the Star Citizen menu to figure out, like, okay, turn off my G-Safe and turn off all this and turn off all that. You know what I'm saying? This is getting one step closer to a thing that I want to see in Star Citizen, which is being able to tune your ship individually. You know what I'm saying? Having different inputs for your sticks based on the ship and not having a one size fits all, because not all ships fly the same. So I don't think we should have a universal settings for all ships. I think ships should be individualized, and we can put the inputs and the saturations to where we like it for each individual ship. I would love to see that change in the game.
So just as a warning, expect changes on the settings that you already know, but we'll tell you all about it when we have it ready. And the important bit about this is that they will persist to your ship. So you can keep different setup of which UI elements and even ship systems enable for how you personally use each of your ships. Now, some of you might be thinking that this Gladius doesn't have enough MFDs. Can we enable the top setting? For those of you that you want to see even more information, you can now cast versions of these MFDs to your helmet.
And this already kind of exists in the game. I think ships like the, I know the Corsair has this, and I think the Ion might have it already, where you can actually see certain things about your ship and the target ship in your HUD. So this is good that they've actually gone and made this better.
For this, you're going to need to equip the appropriate helmet, so it's connected to your ship and I can get all this information. You can use the key bindings, as I mentioned before, so you can select which cast do you want to control and how to cycle through them. So you can pin views that are important to you that will move with your camera. So as you have seen, if you're aiming at the target or if you're moving with your head tracker, those views are going to be always with you. With all these tools, you can customize your experience and have it ready for every situation that you encounter with your ship, always displaying the relevant information to you. So for example, during combat, you may want to have all the UI elements enabled, all the pips, all the crosshairs, so the information of your ship on the physical MFDs, and maybe focus on the target information on your cast, so they're always on your view. But maybe when you go to quantum travel, you can turn those casts off so you can enjoy the vistas. That's all from me. Now we have MFDs ready, and let's bring Yogi back to tell you all about flying your ship. Thank you very much.
Okay, at this point, our ship is fully powered up, ready to fly. Pre-flight is complete. So Brent, please take off, put the landing gear in, and bring us out. Have you seen the interaction? This is great, isn't it? Okay, so one of the problems we always have in space games is to produce a sense of speed. Space is big, and the sense of speed is always produced by, small things going around you. So although it's not very visible here, the VFX team has actually added space dust, so in the future you can tell where your ship is going, even without looking at instruments. Another thing we're focusing on as well is geforce reactions. So Brent, if you could come to a stop for a second. When your ship is sitting like that, and you strafe left and right, you have these small head motions that basically make your head and your body react to the g-forces they're currently enduring. We're actually increasing them now. We also added rotational g-forces into the mix, so if Brent is now rotating the ship to the left, you also can see that your head is swaying a little bit. Things get a little bit more interesting when Brent is actually taking boost into the mix. So if he now boost forwards, we now added a camera shake, we added FOV changes, and this all then plays together with the other things like, the other exhaustion effects that we have. So overall, the ship should now feel a little bit more reactive than before. The same thing, sorry.
It would have been funny if he would have crashed and died during the presentation.
At the same time, we reduced the extensions that that the look-ahead code is doing. So we basically narrowed it down a little bit, so it mixes better with GeForce reactions, so that even when you don't have a head tracker or something like that, it will still feel pretty good. But this is just a minor change. We also improved the flight controls themselves. So take a look at the speed gauge, for example. It's a little bit twitchy today. What that speed gauge is telling you, the number that's currently moving, is what kind of speed goal Brent is actually putting in. If he puts his stick all the way forward, the left one, you will now be able to see and read the number that you're asking IFCS to speed and forward momentum. This also allows us to bring back the sticky throttle we had pre 3.5, where you now, if you play with mouse and keyboard, you can press W and S to increase and decrease your speed and let go of the key, and the ship will not automatically come to a stop. Of course, this is all completely configurable, so you can enable that or not if you want. Oh. Okay, Brent, give me some hard flying now, like blackout and all that. Okay, so another thing we changed in the flight model is that we actually looked at the tricoding exploits. These are really important for PvP and racing players among you, because tricoding gives us a mathematical problem that we're trying to resolve. On some ships, when you tricode, you get actually up to 50% more acceleration. That huge difference actually makes a lot of the ship difference meaningless, so we're cutting back on those. So first...
This is probably like the most important change to the flight model. I know master modes kind of helps with that, but I think also one of the things that they should have done before they implemented the change of master modes was to simply change the way that backstrafe works so that people can't go backwards in the same speed that they can go forward. You know, I think that was like the most important change for them to make.
Implementation of that is already available in the master mode testing areas in 3.21, I think. But we're improving the algorithm right now so that it actually
Scar, what's going on?
Is less punishing in future master mode builds. This is actually a current version, so as long as you go roughly forward, you get the full Gs from your back engines. Okay, so now the biggie in the room. We're talking master modes. Master modes is by far the biggest change we're doing on the ship gameplay. In general, all of your ships will be put into, or will get a master mode setup. And the master mode is affecting basically everything surrounding everything on the ship. The ship itself.
Not much break time at work.
The flight model a little bit.
Hey man, I get it, but I appreciate you taking your break time to come to the stream and to hang out and to show support. We appreciate that. We love having you here, Scarred. We love it. So thank you.
But specifically the items and what they do. And there are two master modes we're going to talk today about. One is SCM, which stands for Space Combat Maneuvering, and the other one is Navigation. So let's look into SCM. SCM is the mode that Brent currently has active. So you see the, Brent, can you go into the indication, please, for the master mode? Just point with the mouse there, if you can.
One of the things that people need to understand very early about master modes is if you're at a space station, we talked about this yesterday. If you're at a space station and you leave the hangar not in SCM mode, you're messing up. Because if you come out of the hangar in nav mode with no shields on, you're going to get got. And this is going to be one of the major issues that they have with master modes, is people being able to attack players at space stations while, you know, they're coming out of their hangars with no shields. It's going to be a big problem. And it's going to be a huge learning curve for the player base. And Spectrum and Reddit and places alike are going to be lit up with players complaining about, I was coming out of a thing in nav mode and trying to get my quantum set up, and a player came and shot me down. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of dead ships in the first couple of weeks of this happening. So they're going to have to make changes. But that's why I said that, you know, master modes, like, it looks like it works well in the vacuum. Does it work well in, you know, a wide range of different scenarios? This is what we're going to find out. Because I can already see one of the metas being having distortion weapons, and as soon as somebody comes out of a hangar at a space station, was simply just to shut their ship off and then blow it up. It's going to be like that. So good luck to you. I'm probably going to make a proper standalone video about that topic. And I think it's an important thing that we try to iron that out before it happens and be proactive about it as a community and, and as CIG as the developer of this game. And yeah, I'll make a separate video about that because that's something that needs to be talked about. And I haven't heard anyone say anything about it first. So I want to make sure that I'm the first guy that talks about it.
Yeah, so this is your current master mode. It says SCM. When you use
Yeah, when you're in nav mode, you have no shields. No shields, no countermeasures, no guns. You have no way to defend yourself other than using quantum boost or using, hopefully you're already spooled to where you want to go for your quantum drive. But yeah, it's gonna be a challenge for sure for the player base. It's going to be a challenge for CIG to really get this right because they're saying that master mode is going to be the cure-all for all things, and it simply just won't be,
SCM for basically all the gameplay that is not traversal. So combat, mining, salvaging, using it for that. You have full access to your combat system. Your shields are working, your thruster boost is fully active, your weapons are working. It's the high performance, high alertness mode that you're in. However, we will heavily restrict how fast we can go. We can go with your ship. Okay, Brent, go to full max speed. So this Gladius on max speed and SCM can reach about 225 meters per second. That might seem slow compared to what you have in the Pew right now, but it's still
very
fast.
slow.
However, you can extend that speed. Brent, if you just go forward and boost. So the Gladius can extend up to 550 meters per second. On this slide here, you can see the speed spaces we're talking about. So if you just flying around in SCM, which is like the max speed of your ship, you can reach the 225 meters per second. If you boost, you can reach up to 500 or 550. However, that boost space is not spheric. That means if you boost forward, you reach higher speeds than if you boost backwards. That is really important for space combat maneuvering or for dogfighting in general, because it discourages backstrafing. It actually punishes backstrafing, and it creates more interesting combat maneuvers. The PvP players among you, they basically call this encouragement to closing the gap, which is basically more forward-centric combat, which is much more exciting than backstrafing and just trying to get some shots on. It also forces you as combat players to commit to the decisions you did earlier in the fight. So it's going to be, we think it's much more exciting.
Okay. Binge. We have Binge here. Binge. You got no audio. What's up with you guys coming up here with no audio, man? What's up with that? But welcome here, Binge. I was going to ask him about, the nav mode and the SCM and space stations and shooting players that come out with, with in nav mode versus SCM mode. It's one of those things that it's one of those things where, how can I put it? We need to talk about this as a community. And having one of the best PvPers in the game in my stream talking about it is important. I'm actually going to see if I can talk to winners about it after I make my video first, of course.
So, in short, you pick SCM when you need to fight, when you want to fight, or when you need to fight, right? The thing with the master mode switches is that they do not happen instantly. They take a while to move over. So we're now going to put our ship into the second mode, which is navigation. So navigation mode is basically the opposite of SCM. What this does, it gives you a high-speed, low-performance mode. Your shields, they will collapse. Your weapons will not be able to fire. Your defensive systems will not be functional. But you have higher speeds. So in nav mode, you can still reach the speeds of what you have currently in the PU, something, depending on the ship, sometimes 1,000 meters or 1,400 meters per second. But all your regenerative systems, so regenerating the weapon capacitor, your thruster boost, will be inhibited. So this means when you want to go fast, you need to be very, very careful when you want to swap over. So imagine you're in a fight and you want to escape. You should not do it right away, because if you just swap to navigation mode in the hope to flee, you are being left with no shields. And the first thing that will go offline when you are hitting with distortion guns is the quantum drive. And that is important, because the quantum drive will spool automatically up when you enter nav mode, and it will then unlock the higher speeds. So this means when you're in nav mode and you're fighting...
Dude, distortion weapons are going to be the meta when Master Mode comes out. You know, it's going to be such the meta that almost everyone's going to have a mixed loadout. Almost everyone is going to have a mixed loadout. When Master Mode comes out, if you're not running some type of distortion weapons, you're not doing it right. You're doing it actually very wrong. Wow.
You're very vulnerable, so you should get...
It's always good to go back to watch these things and to get like a second listen, because you don't get everything live. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, maybe some people got it live. I mean, I certainly got some of this stuff live. But going back and listening again is so critical.
Out as fast as possible. Luckily, navigation mode not only allows you higher speed, but also...
Yeah, I really got to make a
gives you
standalone
access
video about
to the
this.
new quantum travel experience, which we're going to show in a minute. So, that is nav point that you see there on screen. This is the point we want to go to and quantum travel to. Before we do that, I need to quickly explain what this is about. So currently in the PU, when you quantum travel from A to B, you're actually not really moving. You're going on a spline, and you're teleported in every frame along that spline. So there's basically no meaningful gameplay we can add there. The new quantum travel experience is fully physicalized. Physics is always on, which means when you quantum travel from A to B, you're actually accelerating using our awesome physics engine. And because it's physicalized, it gives us a lot more meaningful gameplay we can play with. So, Brent will start the quantum travel in a second. What will happen then is your quantum drive
Have a good day at
will
work, bro.
initiate the jump. You will see an effect that distorts the space around you, and you will accelerate forward. During the acceleration process, and so this is the time until you actually reached your cruise speed, the ship will experience forces, and you as a player, you're responsible to counter these forces. So there is an element of failure. Okay, Brent, let's show that. And take your hands off.
Yeah, that exercise will get you, man.
So what you just saw is basically the failed attempt to quantum travel. Brad wasn't countering the forces, therefore he was thrown out, the quantum bubble collapsed and threw you out. Your ship doesn't like that. IFCS needs 5-6 seconds to recover from that, during which time you're just tumbling, right? So and this is not just like dependent on your skills. If you think selecting a proper quantum drive doesn't matter in the future, think again. If you want to take care of your quantum drive, you want to repair it and keep it in good shape. So if you buy a cheap one, your travel will not necessarily be faster, but it might be harder. Okay, so Brent shows how it's done properly.
I like this. Dude, I was watching this like live and I was like blitzed, bro. I was so stoned. I was looking at this and the shit was moving so fucking slow. Like I couldn't even like tell like if I was high or if this shit was just going slow. Like I couldn't tell. I was blitzed though.
The bubble is locked. You can now go hands off. Okay, so there's a second variant of quantum travel, and this is for short-range jumps. Sometimes you jump somewhere or you go somewhere, and you see the next point of interest is like 1,200 kilometers away. We're not going to force you anymore to travel that by hand. You will use a technique called quantum boosting. It's a quantum-based short-range jump for like something between a couple of 100 kilometers to like 30,000 kilometers or so. When you use quantum boosting, the process is practically the same, but the quantum bubble will not stabilize itself, so you need to be hands-on for the whole time, and the speeds are naturally, well, slower, but it's not slow, it's still quantum traveling, right? Okay, so Brent, can you boost to, oh, reinforcement needed. Yeah, let's go there, let's boost. Oh, actually, sorry. Thank you. Okay, so what Brent is currently showing here is, I think I forgot to mention, quantum boosting works in every direction. You don't need nav points.
I do like that.
Brent is awesome, thank you. Okay, so now please boost to reinforcements needed. So if there's enough point and you boost, your quantum travel system will pick that knife point to go to. Welcome to Pyro 3. As you can see, there's a lot of UI happening right now. There's a lot of context there. And this is not an online demo, it's a single player. So that means all these units there, they're friendly and hostiles, they're probably fighting with each other, which is a good segue to talk about AI improvements. And there's one man who can tell you all about AI. This is the man with the nicest legs at CIG. Well, please welcome Diego Marty Mason.
So who's excited to see the new AI changes? Hi everyone, as Yogi said, my name is Diego Marty Mason and I am the AI programmer focusing on the fly combat. Over the past year, we've been working on delivering a thrilling experience to the AI encounters. Let me first walk you through our journey. We first started looking at the current AI behavior in the PU. We quickly realized how uniform fighting was, and how we were not using all of the tech available to us to make a more interesting experience. We want to deliver experience. And finally, the chaser. Straying attacks, whilst outputting a lot of firepower, blowing through, smooth turning, and repeating. We added variations for the more skilled pilots, like skid roll attacks, that provide a spider-like flight path.
They really need this in the game, so that can help other people, you know, especially like the Care Bears and the people that do a lot of PvE, get used to other fighting styles in the game, because right now, like, it's very easy to fight the NPCs. You know what I'm saying?
Justers are also good at monitoring for backstrafers, so if they cannot get into strike distance, they will just spray. And finally, the chaser. Now, Brain is going to get there in a second, but the chaser is going to be the Cutlass, which is following one of the Hornets, and it's allied with the Hammerhead. Now, we are really far away, 10 kilometers. So the chaser, it will try to always stay on the target 6. The idea is to force the target into a defensive stance by making them turn into the chaser. This maneuver will be seen mainly in squads and atmosphere combat. The final phase, which can happen at any time, depending on the combat situation, is disengage. This phase is triggered based on constantly listening to multiple events in parallel. To name a few, critical health, damage to shields, or weapons depleted. There is also a shorter version of disengage that we call pace breaks, which occurs during long periods of combat due to fatigue, nature of the combat encounters. These pace breaks are short, and the main objective is to perform a simple maneuver to gain a new advantage position and strike again. This new flow is what encompasses the
Yeah,
core
man,
of
that
our
does
new
suck.
AI fly combat experience. In combinations with
I hope you
AI
guys get
traits
better.
that will give design.
They're not just different in terms of these numbers, they also feel different. Remember the cinch cannons from like a couple of years ago? They were, they were very powerful weapons, but they were extremely easy to use, which made them meta weapons. So we're going to bring the cinch cannon back, but we'll make sure that the amount of work you put into these cannons in order to employ them is on par with the other guns. So there's a lot of stuff that we're going to do to make sure that weapons have a lot of pros and cons and avoid meta. Specifically for this build, Brent is equipped with a nose, I think a close and run.
I think distortions are gonna a mixed loadout with distortions is gonna be the meta when Master Modes comes out.
Laser repeater. Can you fire it once? Yeah. And the other weapon he has is he has 2 weapons on the wings, which are Gats cannons, size 3. With 1 push, they're actually firing 2. So we're also gonna have burst weapons, and so on. Okay, cool. So a problem we have in space games is controlling the engagement ranges, because we want to bring the fights close. But the problem is that, well, how do I put this? Weapons usually, in order to bring them close, what the game devs usually do is they just restrict the ranges. Like in the PU, a lot of the weapons have exactly a range of 1,400 kilometers, which means often the fights occur at 1,399 meters. This is not a good way for us to control the weapons. And we tried out things like damage fall off, so that bullets get more damaging the closer you are. But the problem there is, how do you communicate that to the player? So we're going to do a couple of different things with that in the future. Let's see when the graph comes on. Okay, so show of hands or show. Which of you has an Ares? Okay, as an Ares pilot, you might know the following problem. You have a target. You're going to aim at it. And then you...
Oh, this is where he messed up.
If Brent takes a little bit of a step back and waits until the pips and the crosshair turn red, this does not mean that the ship is out of range. You can still hit it, but you might waste bullets. This also has the benefit that, I'm not sure if you saw that before, but if you look
what
at
up?
how many bullets are in the air, you're actually getting a lot of bullets, a lot more bullets, and it just looks a lot better. Okay, Brent, just kill these guys now. Bam! Oh well.
It's been easy for you to couple.
Okay.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
That was this one. Okay. A thing you might have seen is that Brent is loaded with size 3 guns on size 3 gimbals. That means we're removing the M-1 system. That the reason for that is,
can we go +1?
The original intention of controlling the performance between joystick and mouse players just didn't work out, and the new aiming system is flexible enough to deal with these differences. So we're just removing it and keep going. So, next point, pip grouping. If you have different
I'm about to get on
weapons
Star Citizen here in a little bit
with different projectile
myself.
velocities, you will get different pips.
After I do this
because
video.
merging the pips makes no sense for us anymore, because the weapons are going to have vastly different projectile speeds. So if Brent, for example, enables all the weapons now, you get separate pips. So let's talk a bit about pip optimizations here. And this is the thing I messed up before. Again, who is an Ares? If you aim at your target, you get a pip, right? Your Ares owners know that. You aim at the pip, you shoot, you miss. And this is because the pip is not being shown where you need it. In the future, we're actually offsetting the pip where the weapon sees it, and then reproject this onto the crosshair. Like that. And when you then hit, you hit. No, when you then shoot, you hit. And this is, of course, also communicated by the aiming system, so when the pips turn green and when the crosshair turns green, just shoot. Okay, so now to the actual best part. We cannot take down this hammerhead. It's too big for us. But we can cripple it. The weak points on the hammerhead are the turrets. The way we're going to do this in the future is with precision targeting mode. Brent? Enable precision targeting mode. There we go. What this does, it does three things. You get this full zoom on the target. You get a lower RPM of your weapons, which increases or decreases the spreads for more precision. And you get the painting mechanic. Anywhere where you put your crosshair on that ship, it will tell the gimbal system where to aim at. So if Brent now attacks the turrets, your aiming system will automatically lead the shots. Bam! One turret down. Okay, so this hammerhead now understood that it's not good. It doesn't stand a chance right now. But this will be the way how you in the future will fight against sub-targets and so on. The good thing about this, it also works even without painting the target directly, so you can do very, very precise warning shots. And there's no aim assist that kind of like destroys your aiming processes. Okay, so the fight is now over. Sorry, I need to rush this a little bit because I messed up stuff before. And we're going to look at Pyro 3. Okay, Brent, switch to nav mode.
This is the most important change.
Down to that landing spot. So Pyro 3 is also called Bloom. It's a very big planet with a nice atmosphere. And, oh, something wrong with the throttle? Oh well, something's wrong with the throttle. We'll try to go down as fast as possible though. I said gameplay demo might have bugs.
Of course it has bugs.
Okay. Let me go there now. Okay, yeah, steeper angle, that works. Okay, so the thrusters on your ship, they do not like they do like the vacuum of space. Well, we're talking spaceships here, right? And we have thruster efficiency curves on these thrusters. So at some point, especially the MEF thrusters, they will cease working because they don't like atmosphere. They will overheat very, very quickly. So there's the question, what happens when you go down to a planet and you want to rotate your ship with your thrusters off? Well, we'll see. Can you go to external view? Can you waggle your tail? Okay, back first person. Okay, so what you see here is the new aerodynamics model. Because obviously our left stick is somewhat damaged or so, we can't be as fast as we want. Actually, Brent, can you try W and S on the keyboard instead? Oh, it doesn't work. Oh. Nah,
I like how the hydrogen feels like going down as you use it.
The stick is affecting us. Okay, anyways, we're going to go down as far as possible. So the new aerodynamic system is a
could you not quantum boost though?
You currently have, and you need your control surfaces to actually turn the ship around. It simulates the airflow over your lift surfaces, and therefore the slower you become, the less effective those control surfaces will be in order to turn your ship. So we can demonstrate this. So if Brent just sits here and yaws left and right, you will see he cannot go further than that. That is in line with what real airplanes also experience when they're trying to use the rudder to yaw left and right. So what Brent can do here is he can roll and he can pull to actually change his direction.
I like how smooth the Gladius flies in Atmo now. I love that.
Okay, so just for this demo, we added a button. The button is called Thruster Disconnect. Because at the moment in the PU, when you go through a planet, you're using the thrusters to rotate. We're not doing that anymore. So Brent, disconnect the thrusters, please, and put the ship into a purposeful stall. A stall happens when the airflow over a wing ceases, or over a lift surface ceases. And then at some point, you will not have any authority anymore, and your ship will not turn and so on, and you will basically fall out of the sky. That is naturally a state that every plane wants to avoid naturally, right? And this is happening right here. Brent is not able to use the control surfaces right now because the ship is in a process of stalling. However, the airflow will pull the nose back into the wind, and once you have enough speed, he can actually, well, he gets authority back over this control surfaces.
This is how it should be.
That means for you as players, what you can actually do, you can do aerobraking, you can do pure gliding if you want to. You can even do like competitions like, I don't know, like drop ships out of orbit and then see how far they glide. This is all possible with a new system. So let's talk about the problem, how do you come to a stop now? To come to a stop with the new system, you need to purposefully put the ship into a stall. But don't worry, when we don't have the thrusters disconnected, IFCS will help you. So you're gonna bring down the speed more and more until you're reaching stall speed, which is about now, and then the thrusters will kick in and catch you. That means, however, you are now in a state that the thrusters don't like, right? So at the moment we have turned this up, but in the future you will not be able to hold this for long. So if Brent, for example, now from a hover, strafe is left, more left, more left, more left. The wind flow again pulls the ship over, and you go forward again.
I like this. It sounds like, cause like, if I don't know if you can see right here, Binge, there's this Atmo button, and what I think that does is it turns off the thrusters. You know.
Okay, so now Brent, now show us how to come to a hover, and do we have some water here? Oh yeah, there's our point, okay. Highway to... Okay, so there's our landing point. Can become a little bit slower, I don't know, 100 meters per second. So we're trying to land somewhere here. Whoa, look at this. Yeah, that water is great, like, awesome. Okay, so now we're coming to a, so now Brent will try to land with a broken throttle. And yeah, he's aided a little bit here by the landing gear, so he has landing gear.
Yeah, they've been really busy.
That automatically enables precision mode at the moment, so that you're a little bit slower. But you can of course like turn this off as a player. And then you come smoothly down to a landing. The best way to land your ship is in decoupled, because you can just like very smoothly land it on the surface.
The best way to fly is decoupled. All right.
And clunk. And now you're gonna power down the ship using the new interactions. Engines off first. Then we're in the relaxed pose again, as Ines showed before. Power off. And the canopy off. No, open, not off. Don't put the canopy off. And get out of the ship. And probably go for a swim or something. Okay, that was a bit of a buggy, bumpy ride, but thank you for taking the time with us.
All right, I'm gonna hop into the PU. Now because some of the changes, like some of the FPS changes, are already there. So let me. Launch that. I like flying as it is now. I just wish they would change the backstrafe. Like, make the backstrafe change prior to master mode, so that way people get used to, like, not having reverse thrust, you know, as we fly now. I think that'd be a great change, but you know, that's just me. Maybe we'll take an Orison mission. Repel the raid. And that'd be good. It'd be very good for us. I also wonder if like the landing gear trick's gonna be removed from the new flight model. Because basically right now, for like if you want to fly decoupled over atmosphere, basically you just put your landing gear out.
Landing complete. Launch complete.
Got a mission here real quick.
Landing complete. Launch complete.
People out here being naughty on Orison. think the Turks are angry. I think I might have missed the platform with that last one, or it didn't even fucking drop. How about that? Smoke that thing. I missed the platform with that last one. Guys, check this out. I was working last night. Last night I was able to run and reload with certain weapons. You work past your shift? Don't do that.
Wherever they are, I want them back. Damn, they're gone. Let's fight. Don't let the bastard escape. Find them. Damn it. We need to find where they went. Shit. Wherever they are, they won't get away long. We need to find them now. Don't let the bastard escape. Find them.
The hell did he shoot me from? Sorry guys, I'm not good at FPS stuff. I'll leave it to Canop.
Damn, they're gone. Let's find them. Damn, they're gone. Let's find them. Shit. Wherever they are, they won't get away long.
Yeah, this is a new platform missions on Orison. Yeah, he really is. FPS is his thing. That's his steez. He can also fly keyboard and mouse when he has good frames. I think half of these guys are like either invisible or missing. I can't see them. Are they invisible? They can see me though.
Don't let the bastard escape. Find him. Someone get eyes on this slippery bastard now.
Indeed.
The skag slipped me. We can't let him get away.
Damn, they're gone. Let's fight.
Are you back home yet, Kenop, or?
We need to find them now. Shit. Wherever they are, it won't get away long.
Oh, if they're just bugging, I'm gonna leave. I think they might be stuck on the walls or something.
Wherever they
Gotcha.
are, it won't get away long.
Yeah, there's nobody up there. I killed everybody that was there. Pretty sure he wanted to get his kid, JT. Be right back while I'm in Quantum. Grab some water. Oh yeah, I'm going all the way to Arcor. All the way there. to pick up the lightning. I want to do some beacons. Haven't done beacons in a while.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay. Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Engines off.
Good old Area 18.
From transforming worlds to exploring the stars, our Corp is proud to bring the universe closer together. Our Corp, investing in tomorrow's future.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
For the latest travel information, be sure to check the departure and arrival boards, conveniently located throughout the space.
Wrong button. Wrong button.
Obey all security and customs personnel at all times. Their job is your safety.
I'll put a bobblehead in there. Why not? Oh, I need to go buy a shield generator? Son of a bitch. Or whatever.
Please be aware that while in the Stanton system and on ArcCorp, all UEE common laws are still in effect.
some size 2s. Alright. A lot of my weapons and stuff got wide, but that's okay.
Want your company to be in good company? Our Corp's unique vertically integrated corporate parks offer amenities such as resource sharing and logistical pairing for our residents.
Somebody's role-playing. Whenever I see somebody walk into the game, I'm like, oh yeah, you're role-playing, bro. I guess my next question was CitizenCon make or break? Did they make it? Or did they break it? I think they're still kind of in between. Just because a lot of the stuff they showed us isn't in the game yet. Like, it's not tangible. So I still think they're in the in-between phase where it's like, okay, now you said, you know, CitizenCon, like all that shit. Not CitizenCon, but Squadron 42 is feature complete. They're not doing anything else besides polishing. Now it's time to, like, okay, let's get these features in our hands sooner rather than later. It's going to be an exciting next couple of months for sure. That's why, like, my optimism remains mild, is because, like, they haven't proven anything yet. Like, to me, like, them showing that server meshing demo doesn't prove server meshing actually works in a live environment. Like, now it's like, show it to me in a live environment. That's what I want to see. I don't even know how many fucking weapons I need and shit. Oh, we can't switch the missile racks either? Oh yeah, they're locked in, duh. Yeah, the optimism is mild for sure. I mean, 2 size 2s. I need 1 size 3. 2 size 2s and 1 size 3. Alright. They're not personal weapons, ill. One thing I really wanted to see during the thing was vehicle loadout shit. I wanted to see that demoed. Start replying to the comments and stuff. In my head, I'm like already planning videos I'm gonna make after I get done live streaming. So much to talk about right now, which is good. Summer was rough for Star Citizen, man, I'll tell you.
Now arriving.
For the latest travel information, be sure to check the departure and arrival boards, conveniently located throughout the spaceport.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Oh, they got rid of the
Thank you for visiting our
The F7. Interesting.
For the latest travel information.
Clear to launch.
Landing gear raised.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Oh my god, we got a text I need to reply to. Important text. You go watch baseball? Houston won the ALC West, right? The ALC. Yeah. Houston won that, right? I wasn't following it closely, but I saw they were up 3-2. They're tied 3-3. Oh, this is the last game, huh? Who do you think is gonna win? I know my Uncle Melvin, if he were alive, he would love to see the Rangers go to a World Series. He used to always take me to games when I was a kid. We used to always watch baseball. It should be a good match. Should be a good match. I would like to see the Rangers win just because like the Astros have already won a World Series. So I'd like to see the Rangers get one for a change. For the first time ever, really. Yeah, I've seen some highlights, and I did watch a little bit of one of the games the other day. The Astros are good. They've been good for a while. I think they've been good for like the past like 5 years. Catch him, man. Enjoy the game. Oh, isn't the spaceport here like bugged or some shit? Isn't it like invisible? Or did they fix it?
Bottom drive
Landing gear deployed.
Oh, there it is. Maybe that's just the PTU was bugged.
Warning, you are blocking an active flight bay. Please vacate the facility. Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Give me this big ass hangar.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Engines offline.
I don't know why the hell I just did that.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Please visit us.
Welcome to the August Download Spaceport, Crusader's gateway to the stars. Shuttle is approaching the station. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart. Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing.
I went the wrong way. Oh well.
Approaching next station. If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart. Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing.
Oh man. Fucking microphone. I need to get a new mic. I think this one is so flimsy now. But it still works, so it's just like, why waste the money? It's like more like a luxury than an actual need. But I do want to get like an actual mic that plugs into the audio jacks. I do not want another USB mic. That's kind of hard to find unless you get like some professional, which is going to be like really expensive.
Approaching next station. If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
If anyone has eyes on paint drone G567R1, please contact ops at once. Again. Just a heads up that we are still looking for volunteers to help with this year's charity well. If you'd like to participate, sign up for whatever employees.
The next shuttle, last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is
Been
preparing
AFK for a bit. All good.
Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing. The next shuttle is approaching the station. The next shuttle is approaching the station.
Yuck, frames.
Approaching next station. If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart. Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
What is happening right now?
The next shuttle is approaching the station.
No, don't fall in. I fell in the
Last call for
station.
passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
What is happening? I'm gonna relog. Fell in the station. Actually, this is probably a good place to stop for now. I got some videos that I want to make, so I'm going to try to go make those videos real quick and get those out. And if I can get everything done, I might get back on here tonight. Maybe a little bit of Cyberpunk, maybe a little bit of Star Citizen, maybe a little bit of both. Just got to stay tuned and find out. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.